is up? How has your week been going? Are we off to a good start?
Yeah, this week.
Are we alive? Are we living well? How are you doing at home? Are we alive? Are we doing well? Are we going insane? Who knows?
Tough to tell, man. We thought 2021 would be better. We've had an insurrection. We've had game stonk.
Yeah, you said it weird, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. So
isn't it called an insurrection?
Yeah, no. I thought you were talking about. You said game stock instead of
stonk. Yeah, like stonks.
No, you said. Oh, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, game stonk.
I got you. I got you.
That's what. Yeah, Redditors are saying. That's what Wall Street Bets is saying.
That's what all the cool people are saying. Is what you were saying to me?
Yeah, game stonk.
Yeah, cool guys.
It's been quite a first month. Damn, January was kind of fucked.
Yeah,
why is everything so volatile?
Can you believe it's gonna be February already? Holy shit!
You know what I'm saying? Like, why is everything so volatile?
Because people are at a high sense because they don't know what the fuck is going on still.
Isn't it crazy? Like, I saw a meme the other day where it was like, remember when the craziest thing happening was like Steve Harvey mispronounced, or like, remember the Steve Harvey thing?
No.
He like mispronounced someone's name on like Family Feud or what?
What was it?
Mispronounce.
It was Miss America.
Yeah,
he said the wrong winner.
Yeah,
which was hilarious.
But that was like the biggest drama for like a week.
Yeah,
I was like, what simple times?
Yeah, I wish to go back to those simple and easy.
Like
times.
February has got to slow down.
You say that? What is the?
Like,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, they're supposed to have the.
I mean,
they're supposed to have the impeachment trial starts next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy to see what happens.
Did you see the thing about all the ratings for the cable media?
No.
So like, I think Fox News is still at the same ratings.
Yeah.
But ever since Biden's been in office, CNN, MSNBC, like anything that's not pro-Trump is down like 45%. And they're scrambling, like they don't know what to do, and they're like, "Thank God this impeachment trial is coming up, so like we can."
No, I don't want to hear. I guess everyone is political out. No one gives a fuck. I don't want to hear about your stupid shit anymore. Anyways, no one like. I think we're trying to get. We're just done. We're just done with it. Everyone's just done with it. I'm done with it. I was like, dude.
Yeah, but like, okay, can you ask you a question?
Yes.
Totally honest.
Okay.
Would you love to hear from Trump right now, or do you like that he's been blocked everywhere?
No, I do not.
I kind of want to know what's going on.
No, I don't. No, I don't give a. Why do you give a fuck,
dude? A lot of shit's happened, and like we haven't heard from him. We haven't heard from him.
Yes, I love it. I want it. Yes.
Part of me is like curious.
No.
Part of you is not even curious.
Absolutely not even a little bit. I don't give a shit what he does.
I think like let's give him one tweet.
No, I don't know. Why? Go back and read his old stupid tweets. You want to hear a tweet?
Yeah, but like a lot's happened. I mean, he's gonna say, yeah, you're right. He's gonna go.
Here's what you do. You go find a homeless man on the street and listen to what that guy and be saying the same thing.
Yeah, probably. I know he's gonna say the same shit. Stop the steal.
He didn't do it. He didn't.
Yeah, it was a witch hunt.
It's like he's literally listening to a crazy person. It's like
he'll just repeat himself. You're right.
I can make up lies.
It does
tell
feel
you about
weird,
him
like
if you want
this
to.
like vacuum. It's like a vacuum has been left or something. Like it feels weird not hearing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
you want to hear. That's what I'm saying.
No. Things need to be stable.
Yes, and that's a good thing that you don't have to hear about this. Yeah. I mean, hopefully we'll only hear about the big things. I mean, I know Biden has been signing a bunch of different fucking laws. I know that, and I think they're getting close to approving another stimulus package.
I will say, like, I checked out of politics.
Yeah, everyone. That's the thing.
That's how it should be.
I mean, that's why everyone CNN and NBC, they're good. I want their ratings to go down because all they say is bullshit anyways. Like, I think it's partially that, but also, you know, older people don't have time for it because they got other things to worry about. And then younger generation, they don't, TV is not even a thing to them.
Yeah.
So I hope the CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, no disrespect, but I'm sure their demographics got to be like, what do you think their demographic is? Like 55 and older? Yeah, all of them. I mean, it's got to be older than 40, right?
Yeah, 40 plus.
No kids are going to, let me go turn on CNN when
no millennials are, and no kids.
Right, kids. Exactly. Their demographic is dying. So... I mean, it's better they realize it now. Like, oh shit, you know, no one's gonna go to you for new. But one, I don't think the newer generation trusts you. We all know that we have TikTok. And we have, you know, I think the people, younger generation for sure. It's not even gonna be a thing for them. But they can get news quicker, more reliable. Check it out themselves on TikTok. So that's not even gonna be a thing anymore. You know? Oh shit.
Do you want to pause?
Yeah. Hang on one second.
Sorry, I'll carry the pod. James Harden.
I think they better realize it sooner or later that it's not going to be a thing. I don't know where the business model is going to go, but they're going to have to change it up to something else. I'll tell you that much.
You know what I hate the most about CNN? Everything is breaking news. Everything at the bottom, you can tune in at any time of the day. It says breaking news.
There is a guy on TikTok. He's got like 1 million plus followers, and he'll give you all the news you need to know in that 1 minute. I'm not even joking. I swear to God.
Summarize it.
Dude, he's really good. And I think
I should get a TikTok.
I'll look. Oh, you should definitely. I'm telling you. The only reason I have a TikTok, and I believe everyone, if you're not on TikTok, you should definitely get on TikTok, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah,
it's the fastest news source and information available today. Like, and it's the younger generation. It's like the internet. You're gonna get left behind if you don't use it. So you better jump aboard, figure out how to use it, and you don't have to post stuff, but you're gonna want to figure out how to use it.
Yeah, be adept. Like, be aware of like.
And the reason it's so good, I guess, is it's the same thing about Wall Street bets. It's a group think. You're getting information from instead of going to CNN one source. Yeah. I'm getting it from 10 different sources that are cross-referencing and checking each other. So you can't, like I said, if CNN gives a bullshit story, there's gonna be someone on TikTok that says no, that's not the facts. Because I'm, same thing with Wall Street bets. I'm an expert in that field. I actually work there, and I know here's what's happening. And then you can cross reference with that person and be like, did they actually work there? And it's real easy because they'll be like, yeah, you can see, if you can see their other videos, see if they're an expert in that situation or not. So that it's CNN and mainstream media, you're gonna go away if you're not all the way out. If you haven't realized that you're on the way out, I'm telling you, you're on the way out. So take that as you may.
Is TikTok are there verified accounts?
Yeah, okay. just like Instagram. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's like a news guy that's like verified that is like a reporter, has like the scoop on like.
I mean, they have famous people on there. Like I follow everybody on Shark Tank. They're all on TikTok. You know who they are and they're verified. But like even if they're not verified, you could just it's not like it's not the end all. I don't take it
through bullshit.
I don't take the end all be all as like the guy. I say, oh, he said this is happening. Well, let me go look online, see if that's true or not. And if he's giving me accurate information, I check 10 stories, I'll continue to watch them, and if it doesn't sound like bullshit, then I won't. Like when I work out at the gym, they always have Fox News on, and I forget what oh dude.
Wait, where?
At 24-hour Fitness?
Yeah. Fox News?
It was like, and I was
Isn't that like a younger 24-hour Fitness?
Yeah, it is younger. I don't know. I mean, they have like it on all the screens, but they do have, one of the screens. Like there was literally nothing else on. So I was like watching the headlines, and it was like, guys, this is just bullshit. Like, you're supposed to be giving me helpful information. It's like, I forget what it was. It's like, oh, what do you think about like Democrats are trying to make transgender locker rooms or something? It's like, I don't. It's like, guys, it's just like, what do we? There's nothing better. Like, how slow of a news day is this? It
really is. Like, people. I was thinking about like the QAnon shit and stuff. It's just people that like don't have anything to do, man.
Yeah,
like they're on the internet all day.
It's like searching for fucking Sasquatch. You're just bored.
It's the same thing.
But there are people trapped in their houses. So
yeah, I didn't know that Q actually talks to them.
Who's Q? What are you talking about?
Q is the person, Q Anonymous. He's an anonymous person that goes by Q that started the movement.
I don't think you heard this right.
No, yes, 100%.
There's just some random dude out there named Q.
Yes. They don't know who he is or her. It could be a girl. They started the QAnon movement, and like
I don't even know what the QAnon movement is. Tell me what the movement is. It's so
basically
stupid.
A conspiracy theory that that Trump is this like Jesus Christ figure that is like was sent to, not like, I don't think it's a religious thing, but it's like he was sent to avenge all these the deep state Democrats who are like, also it goes into like, oh, they're like drinking kids' blood and whatever. You guys have
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard
it's
that.
Wild shit.
Yeah, there's like certain stuff in kids' blood.
It all comes from Q. Q would talk to these people, and like he had the scoop with like Trump, and like he was in on it somehow, but he was like, this is what's happening, and they would wait for Q's like every word, like as a god, as a prophet. Like he was the intermediary between like Trump and like the secret plan and like these people, and like, but he hasn't talked in like 2 months and a half. So like the Capitol insurrection, that wasn't from him. It was like QAnon with like Proud Boys, and like they all like fucking merged together.
Yeah,
but yeah, that wasn't from Q. Apparently they haven't talked like in like 2 months, and it's like this thing.
How dumb?
Yeah, but did you know? Like, I didn't know it was one person that like started all that.
Who cares? I feel dumber having listened to this. I don't care.
Well, no, I mean,
the fact that you're even considering, like, You wait for an anonymous voice.
I mean, they almost overthrew democracy.
Yeah, but
I mean, not really.
I know, but it's just like it's just dumb people. You heard that like on TikTok, one of the best things I saw on TikTok this week is that they went through the people that got arrested, and like a lot of them didn't even vote. And so they're like, you're trying to overthrow a democracy when you guys didn't even vote. Yeah. It's like, what are you doing?
Well, they were told not to vote though. So they're it's going to be a sham anyway. So let's not vote. You know?
Okay. Well, that's an easy get out. That's an easy get out card. That's an easy get out card.
Well, they weren't told not to vote, but they were told that the voting would be fraudulent. So which incentivizes them not to vote. Which is like
why that incentivizes
I don't know why. I don't know why Trump said that in the first place.
Because he's a jackass. Because
like he didn't know it was going to backfire.
No, because he thought he could. He thought he was like could manipulate, and because he's done it his whole life, so he thought he could manipulate and bribe his way to being president again, no matter what. Dude, the guy would be king if he could make himself. That's how dumb this guy is. Sure. So like, what is exactly? You're dealing with the Mad King. Like, and there's no rationale here.
Yeah,
that's what I don't understand. But people support it's like you're literally you're dealing with Mad King here. So what do you want? What do you expect? I don't know. I don't like talking about this. I hate. Why are we on this? Let's talk about something else.
What do you have?
Yeah. So this Long Island, there was a neighbor few bowled over in a fatal argument for snow shoveling Monday after a winter storm dropped 60 centimeters in a small town in Pennsylvania. Authorities say Jeffrey Spade, 47, shot and killed his neighbor James and Lisa Gore before killing himself in an incident particularly captured on surveillance camera. That's the sad thing. They have the surveillance footage of this. Holy shit. I would not want to see this. This disastrous arguments happened shortly before 9 a.m. on Monday. Prosecutors say James, 50, and Lisa, 48, were cleaning the snow out of their parking spot and dumping it on Spade's property across the street, according to surveillance footage obtained by investigators. Police say that Spade confronted the couple about shoveling their snow and that they soon started trading obscenities and gestures and insults. James Gore appeared to raise his fist first, threatening gesture, and Spade repeated and Spade retreated into his home. He came back with a pistol and shot the married couple in the middle of the street. Prosecutors said he then went back inside. Holy fuck.
And he committed suicide inside.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they said he committed suicide.
There must have been some like background.
All right. This is one of the main things I wanted to talk about today. So it kind of leads into what happened this weekend. So we're gonna talk about this. Yes, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this. So, guys, we had a little bit of incident. I'm not gonna name names because they might probably gonna listen to this. But we had an incident with a friend that went bad this weekend. Everyone is fine. The problem, honestly, was the situation got out of hand. Got out of hand more than it needed to be. I think the situation got blown up worse than it needed to be, and it luckily everything turned out, but turned out fine. But the lengths we went to, and like, I'm just glad it didn't escalate anymore to something that shouldn't have been. So what I took away from this situation that I wanted to share with everybody. All right, for whatever reason,
describe the situation to people.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the takeaway, and we'll talk. I'm sure we'll have the person on at some point, and we'll tell the actual details about the story that happened. All you need to know is that it involved alcohol, and someone was not feeling well. That's the best. Basically, alcohol and
you can't bring that up to the listeners and then not.
I will. I'm sure we'll tell. Okay. Well, someone got alcohol poisoning and went to the hospital.
Yeah, we were out.
So we were drinking, and someone in our friend group got alcohol poisoning and ended up going to the hospital.
Yes.
Is that enough?
Yeah. That's yeah.
Okay. So that's what happened. Now, the main thing I wanted to talk about was like, okay, people. I for whatever reason, I'm really good in. I'm not good at a lot of things. One good thing I am good at is when you get in emergency situations. So I was talking about it with Sid earlier, and I feel like a lot of people don't know how to react in emergency situations. So I want to tell you, because for whatever reason...
Where do you think that's from?
I'll tell you exactly what it's from. I'll explain exactly what... Oh, I don't know why... Well, you're asking me why I'm good at... I don't know. I think it's a mixture of things. I think it's that. I've unfortunately been in a lot of situations where there's chaotic, and I've got a lot of experience with that.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's just my personality type. I'm just like really chill. Like, I'm just a real chill person. And for whatever reason or not, I don't react the way other people do when it comes to the extreme. I don't know why. I always manage to keep my cool.
Your mind is very unique.
Yeah, it's very.
We talked about that last time.
I don't know why. For whatever reason, when people's emotions get high, it makes me even more calm. Like I feel at peace when other people get freak out. I don't know why. It's just is that way. I thought about becoming an e-doctor because I when I was younger, but then I realized I'm too stupid to learn all that stuff. But otherwise, from the emotional part, that's what I'm saying. I literally thought when I was a kid, I was like, I could be, just for that simple reason, I don't freak out. I could keep my cool. So, and then I realized how dumb I was. But I digress. So I want to tell you and everybody, because no one talks about this. No one says, hey, do this, when, no one ever really talks about it. So I want to
because you're never prepared.
Right, because you're never prepared. A lot of people are in extreme situations hopefully only a few times in their life, right? Where you get an emergency situation. So
can I say something here though?
Yes.
One of my biggest fears of like eventually being a father is that I hope I respond well in those situations.
Right.
Because that'll come up with like
of course.
Like I hope I can protect my family.
Of course. And this is right.
Like these are lower stakes now.
Right. Exactly. That's why I want to talk about it now. Because, like I said, those people handled it poorly, and luckily it turned out okay. But if the stakes were higher and something drastically happened and they handled it as poorly as they did, well, then it could have ended much worse. We got lucky this time, is what I'm saying. If it was worse, it could have gone completely drastically the other way, right?
But let's give this caveat, and I wasn't there. This is JP was there,
right?
But there was a lot of alcohol involved.
I understand that, but I understand that there was alcohol involved.
Yeah.
Even if there wasn't alcohol involved,
I'm saying if there wasn't,
I understand.
Could everyone's reactions have been a little better?
I think they would have been a little bit better, not much better.
Like
okay,
I know. Explain everything.
Let me. Yeah, exactly. I know the people that were involved. Yes, alcohol played a factor in their judgment, in their decisions, but I don't think it did play a part. Don't get me wrong, but like a 20% part. The other 80% would have still been bad decision making.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like alcohol heightens what you already have.
Right. Okay. So that being said, I'm going to walk you through, I'm not going to give you names or that. I'll try to be as vague as possible. This person was in a bar. They got sick. We decided to get them out of there, and we got them outside the bar to where they fell on the ground and then could no longer move and were on the ground. So at this point, we were just going to let them puke and, get a car, get them out of there. And, as you normally do, call it a night.
Yeah, just take care of your friend.
The problem was the vehicle that we arrived in, something happened to it. So we were no longer able to get them in that car to take them home. So we are now stuck at the bar. We cannot call an Uber because this person is puking everywhere. So that's when we called you. We called another person. I said, we got to get them in a car, get them home. All right. So the person is puking outside the bar. That's problem number one. The first problem was nobody knew. Everyone's like, they're worried about the car. That was the first problem. I'm like, guys, we'll worry. That was number one. Is like, guys, we'll worry about the car another time. Right now, let's take care of this situation, right? So that was the first problem. Guys, people are trying to call Ubers. I'm like, guys, we're past the Uber thing. I'm trying to explain to two people.
For themselves or for
everybody. They think we're going to get this person an Uber. They're upset that they can't find the car, right? They're not focusing on the issue at hand. The main issue at hand is this person's passed out outside of a bar and we need to get them out of here, right? So that was the first point of contention is they weren't focused on the real problem at hand. One guy was worried about the car. The other one was calling an Uber. And I had to try to explain to both of them for at least 10 minutes, like, guys, this is not, you're worried about the wrong things. Both your scenarios to help are not going to be helpful. We have to figure this out right now. That's why eventually I was doing two things. I was helping the person that was throwing up, and I was calling you because the other two people were not calling you. And I was like, guys, we've got to call Marcos. We've got to get someone here to pick up this person. We need someone with the car now. And that's why I called you. So I'm not only am I helping this person, I'm calling you when there's two other people not calling anyone standing in front of me. So that was our first problem, right?
Well, someone called someone else, though. Too.
Right. But that was after a good 10 minutes had already passed by, right? We're just sitting outside of a bar while someone's throwing up, right?
And I have some other questions, but you can continue.
Yeah, if you have questions, stop me.
Well, just a bigger picture. So it's great that like I didn't come because they needed to come be in an ambulance, right? I'm just like thinking, like, if a person has alcohol poisoning and they don't get IVs and they don't hydrate,
right?
Like, what if they just pass out all night? Could they die?
They could die
from
if
dehydration.
Not from dehydration. From the biggest way people die is they throw up and they puke in their own. They choke on their own vomit, so you want to lay them on their side. So if they throw up, it doesn't stay in their mouth. So you're gonna want to watch them. You're gonna want. You're for sure. You're gonna want to watch them, right?
So let's just be clear.
And let's be clear. It would have been a mistake. You can die from alcohol poisoning if you chug a bottle of alcohol. Yeah. You can absolutely die. I watched her drink. I watched her take these drinks, and I knew there wasn't a chance of her dying. She was definitely gonna pass out. She was definitely gonna puke, but it wasn't like chug a half a bottle and in 2 minutes sort of thing. She was gonna live. There wasn't any doubt in my mind at any point because I saw how much she drank, and I know how much a person can. Yeah. Or not I know for sure, but I don't. If it was anywhere towards that limit, I would have been like, okay. But at no point.
I think it's smart that they went to a hospital, though. Obviously.
I'm not sure. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure if it's smart that they went to the hospital or not. I'm not saying they don't. I'm not saying.
Because if you're like at the point of dehydration where they have to give you like
have you ever passed out from alcohol?
Yeah.
Okay, I passed out from alcohol too.
But I was still like I was able to wake up and. Yeah, I don't know.
No, I've been naked in a friend's bathtub puking on myself.
Yeah, you're right.
So no, I've been at that point where I don't know what's going on.
You know what's the crazy thing about like puking when you're really drunk?
What?
You're still there. Do you ever like in your mind you're still there?
Yes,
perfectly fine?
Yes. You're like, you're like, this is gonna suck. Like your thoughts are, this is gonna suck tomorrow. Yes. Why is the room spinning? Why did I do this to myself? I'm never drinking again.
You're perfectly coherent.
That's it. I know. Yes.
But when you're like blah, blah, blah,
yeah.
Like in your mind, you're like, oh my god, like why did I make this decision at 8:03 p.m. and why did I like, like you're perfectly there.
Yes, you're perfectly there, and you're an asshole. But you're an asshole to yourself. You're thinking about why did I do this to myself? Well, basically, I poisoned myself, and I'm an idiot.
Yeah, your meat vehicle won't work.
Right. Exactly.
Your mind is there.
Exactly. So
at least for me.
Right. No, that's not for you. That's for everyone.
Some
that's
people
for everyone.
Get drunk or like
that's for everyone. Probably, okay. So that was our first point of contention, was getting a ride now to the bar to take this person home. All right. So we call you. You're already on your way. Now, the person is the biggest problem we did have was the person was throwing up and was not responding to anything at all, and she couldn't hold her head up. That was my biggest issue, was she couldn't hold her head up. So I was like, if we watch her, as long as we can feel her breathing, as long as she's moving, we can hold her head up and just make sure, if we lay her down and she's still breathing and not going crazy, we should be fine. So as we're there waiting on you to come, or a ride to come, there was a police officer there. And one of the biggest takeaways I took away was this guy, no offense if you ever sees this or anyone, no disrespect to him. I'm not trying to be rude. Yeah. Well, wait, go get it.
Yeah, keep telling the story.
I'm not going to keep telling the story.
All right, can you edit it out?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, go.
Dude, I'm so thirsty.
Go.
You were I was on my way.
Yeah. So you're on your way, and at this point we're holding up her head because I'm just worried about her not being able to hold her head. She's not responsive at all, which is fine. People have been non-responsive. So another thing that that really shocked me was, no disrespect, like I was saying, no disrespect to this person. I'm sure he tries very hard. There was a cop there that was the most useful emergency response team, useless person I've ever met in my life. I was blown away at his uselessness.
Isn't that the main point of contention with cops?
It was
like when you need them to really be there.
Right. It was so. The next day, I was thinking to myself, like, how I was like depressed knowing that person is the person out there patrolling our streets. Like, that's the guy we go to in emergency situations. No disrespect to him. I'm generalizing, but he was very unhelpful at a point to where I thought, at one point I didn't want to ask, but I wanted to be like, can you go away? Because you are not helping the situation at all.
So what, describe him more. What was he doing?
He was an older man. At first he was just watching us, and I was like, that's fine. Good. He watches in case,
watching what? Like the gurney?
Just watching. Like... No. This is before anyone got there, right? So we're just there holding her up, waiting on you at this point.
So a police officer comes before
the police officer was already at the drift. The security guys
this is like
not. I didn't mean to drop the name, but the security guard was already at the bar. All right, he's just there. So I'm like, cool, okay. I was like, honestly, like thinking like he's probably seen drunk people a lot. We could ask his advice, what he thinks, whatever. So here's where the shit show starts to happen. We're all being, we're like, I'm holding up his head. I have her.
It hasn't started yet.
I gotta translate that out now too. So I'm holding this person's head. I'm holding her neck up just to make sure, nothing, is, if she wants to puke and make sure she's breathing. So I have my hands on her neck, holding her head up. I can feel she's alive. She's breathing. I have it on the sides, on her underneath her jaw a little bit. I'm just kind of holding, and I have her back against my shin. So she's like sitting on me, and I'm just like basically supporting her back and her head like this on in front of me. I'm on a knee with holding her up, and the cop comes over, and we're trying to get her to respond. And as soon as this cop gets there, he says the dumbest thing I could ever think of, where he goes, "Let me see if I can feel her pulse." Now, this is I'm thinking, it's cold out here. I'm looking at her wrist. She's got tiny wrist. She's got tiny veins. Unless you're an expert, I would be surprised if even a paramedic could do that. I was like, this guy, I was like, sure. And he reaches down, grabs her wrist and goes, "I don't feel a pulse." And as soon as he does that, everyone just starts fucking going crazy. Let's call an ambulance. Do they get on the phone? Everyone's yelling now. And I'm like, even if you didn't feel a pulse.
Well, if you didn't, you have to say something.
No.
He's just okay. He's an idiot for assuming he has that talent.
Okay. You already fucked up, Marcos.
No,
okay.
if he didn't.
Let me explain. Okay, I'm going to go through it now.
You better make sure.
Let me go through it now. Let me explain. You already fucked up. If you were in that situation, you just did a stupid thing too. All right. Hey, let's go through the steps now.
I would be like, I'm not finding a pulse right now. Let me continue trying.
Okay. That'd be the opposite of what you need to do. Great. Okay. So you're going to learn something tonight too. That'd be the opposite of what you need to do. All right. Do not do that. You know why?
Teach us.
You know why you don't do that?
Why?
Because you just took an escalated situation and made it even more escalated.
But if she's dead, then it needs to be escalated.
I got that. Okay. If she was dead though, there's nothing you can do about it, right? Even if she was dead, let's say she did die.
If she didn't have a pulse, I mean, you can rush her to the hospital and like.
What do you think they're gonna? They'll try to resuscitate her. You're still gonna have to call an ambulance.
Well, time is of the essence.
Yes. At that point, you say, "Huh." You don't say anything. You say, "Okay, we should probably." You don't say, "I think she's dead." You say, I think it'd be a good idea to call an ambulance now. I just don't feel safe." You don't say, "I think she's dead. Let's everyone start going crazy." Do you understand the difference there? If you didn't, if you were an expert and you don't feel a pulse, you say, "Okay, guys, I'm going to go step aside. I'm going to call 911 and I think they should get here as quickly as possible." Right? Because at that point, whenever he said, "I don't feel a pulse," it's already a bad situation. And then you made everybody, you want to de-escalate the situation, right? So what he did is he did the opposite. He escalated the situation and now everybody's running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Right? So he did the cop did the opposite of what you're supposed to do at that point, right?
Okay, I think everyone's reaction is at fault and not so much him. He's partially at fault. You're right. He could have done what you did.
You're right.
But if someone told that to me about a loved one, I'd be like, I would start getting like, I would start feeling a sense of urgency.
Right.
I wouldn't be like, ah!
Right. You should feel a sense of urgency.
I'm different. I was like, I'm calm like you. I would just be like, all right, like we need a name.
No, yes. That is the right thing to do. But that's okay. That's the thing. So let's walk through the steps. This is what I'm talking about. So in an emergency situation, I'll walk you through the steps of what to do in that scenario. What this cop should have done. All right. This works for most 99. Besides the time where you can. There are times like where you can actually do something about this. I'll explain it. So, in an emergency situation, the first thing you need to do is analyze and assess the situation, which is gonna. I know it first. Okay, actually, the first thing you need to do is
you should start an acronym.
Let's talk about why the thing that makes people go crazy. I figured out. I was like, why did everyone lose their mind? And the thing that makes everyone go crazy in a extreme, or what do they call it? A extreme situation was the word I'm thinking of. Emergency situation. What makes people go crazy and act stupid is, number one, their emotions. Right? In those situations, you have to put your emotions on the other side, and that's where everyone freaks out. I know.
You're telling human beings.
I know. But that's what I'm saying. This can save. Can save your life. I'm telling you this because this can save your life or save someone else's life in an emergency situation. So I'm like telling you now, the best way to do it is to try your best to remain calm, and you have to think without your emotions. I know that's hard to do. I got that. It's very hard to do because it's an emergency situation and everything. I know. But what happens when you take an emergency situation and you start going crazy is you start making bad decisions. And that makes you even worse. And the reason people in emergency situation, the reason people start freaking out is because they lose control. You're no longer in control. All right. So the best thing you can do, it's like being caught in a riptide, is the best thing you can do in your emergency situation is say, I'm no longer in control of the situation. There's nothing you can do about that. She's already passed out on the ground. She's already puking on herself. There's nothing you can do. We're already in this situation, right? So now the first step we need to do is figure out, okay, I have no control here. What's the best thing I can do I can't change the situation that I'm in, but I can help try to make the situation better. So you have to analyze what you're doing and take steps to make it better. You can't be in control of it because it's already happening. You're already there. You're already in a car wreck. Your house is already on fire. Someone's already got a gun.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So what the cop said did not make anything better.
It made everything.
It did not improve anyone's situation.
Right, exactly. He was at that point. You're not helping anyone.
It was not constructive.
You're not. Yes, exactly. It wasn't constructive. It doesn't. Even if he didn't feel a pulse, that's fine. You didn't feel a pulse.
Yeah.
As a cop, get on my. Okay, I don't feel a pulse. Excuse me, guys. I'm gonna go over here. I'm going to go call 911, get an ambulance here now. I have a girl passed out. Let me get the information. He didn't do any of that. All he said was, hey, guys, I don't feel a pulse. How does that help anything? How does that do anything for anyone? That does nothing for anyone.
I think he's just,
It's just being, no, he was just,
he was just being honest. He probably couldn't feel a pulse.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Don't say that's, here.
Okay, yeah, but he's a bartender cop.
It doesn't, no, he was a HPD off duty. He was HPD. He wasn't a bartender cop. He was HPD. So exactly. So the first thing you're going to do is if you find yourself in a situation, car wreck, getting robbed, something, you're going to take a second. Time is of the essence, obviously, in any emergency situation. Time is of the essence. So what you're going to do is you're going to take 3 deep breaths. Say, okay, your emotions are gonna start to go crazy. You have to try to get those down and think. I have to think logically on what needs to be done. So you analyze what's happening. Okay, I'm in a car wreck. Okay, they're getting robbed. The next thing you need to do is you need to look at everything as objectively as possible. So the first thing you're gonna do is start making a list in your head on steps to improve your situation. We're going to have to do this. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to do this. The first thing is, can I save myself? Am I in any physical danger? Can I help? Am I even able to help out in this situation? If the answer is yes, great. Now, what's the first step I can do to help in this situation?
There's no way you do this checklist.
I absolutely do. I absolutely do. I absolutely do. The reason is because
who taught? Did you? Is this self-taught?
It's just self-taught. It's because.
But at one point, you had to think about these 3 things and be like, okay, if I'm ever in a future situation, I need to be.
I think it's just learned.
Okay.
Maybe it's just learned. I mean, like I said, maybe it's just learned. Maybe I just know. I don't know why.
Is it a conscious thing? Like in your mind, you're like, am I okay?
Okay.
Yes. Am this okay?
I just think of, I think what it is I've seen the way I react and I see the way other people react in situations like this. And it's like, you handled that so shittily and you just screwed over yourself because you handled this so shittily. You're not going to be able to, that's the thing. I think people don't realize most of your life, you're in control, right? You can make decisions. In emergency situations, you're no longer in control and it freaks people out. Right. Yeah, and the idea of being in control, they are in a place they've never been and they just go crazy and then they start making dumb decisions that makes them even worse. Right. So you just want to avoid the situation and making it worse than it already is. And that's why I was like, we all need to learn how to avoid. That's the thing. You need to avoid making the situation worse than it already is by making good decisions. So, like I said, it's not an easy thing to do. But no one knows the steps to do it. So First thing you're going to do is analyze what's going on. Think of the steps that need to be done, and if you are able to do them. If you're able to save yourself, great. If you're able to help someone else, great. If you're not able to help someone else, and the only answer you have is to get the hell out of there, that's what you have to do. And it's hard because you want to go and your emotions take over, and then you want to try to save other people, or you want to try to do something that you're not able to do, and then you end up making the situation harder. So again, it would have been helpful if everyone said, this is what's happening. What do we have to do? Okay, well, we're worried about her breathing. Is she breathing? Yes, she's breathing. Okay, do we have to take her to the hospital? Are we worried about her not being able to breathe later? And then and then we'll go from there. If the answer is yes, I've never seen her like this. We think it's an emergency situation. Call an ambulance. Okay, can we call an ambulance? Or what's the address here? How long will it be? Is there anything we should do while we're waiting for the ambulance? That's the way it should have gone down.
So what happened after the cop said that?
After the cop said that,
everyone freaked out.
Everyone freaked out.
What does that mean? Like people started yelling?
That means there was a certain person in the middle of the street panicking, yelling at 911 at the top of their lungs into speakerphone. Get here now at this bar, and they were asking him the address. He's like, I don't know.
Why do they need that? Like, it's 2021.
I don't know.
Literally put in the bar.
I don't know. And they were, those people that at this point, the bar was closing. So now there's a crowd in the street that's gathered around us. Now watching this girl, this person go off in the street.
What are they doing?
Being drunk. I mean, I don't. Everyone's just like
spectating the car wreck.
Exactly. Expecting the car wreck, looking at this guy who is yelling in the middle of the street. And, I'm now worried about this person because, he's acting like a psychopath. And it just went from a shit show. And the most crazy thing about it is I don't even, once she said, I don't even know if she needed to go to the hospital. Once that idea was thrown out there, it was one of those do we need to have this happen? But I'm not going to be the guy that says don't go to the hospital in case something does happen. So I guess we're going to the hospital at this point.
Yeah.
So, and that was that. The ambulance came and took him to the hospital, and luckily everyone turned out to be okay.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely the most expensive route. I still worry.
Yeah.
Could the subject of the story have survived through it without the hospital?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was not an atypical passing out, blackout.
Well, the most
was it
it's funny. The most helpful thing was there was a bartender there who he came out and he was like, "Hey, I used to be a medic in the army or something like that." He's like, "I was a medic in the military. Let me take a look at her." He checks her pulse in her neck. He looks at her breathing, looks at her eyes. He goes, "Yeah, she'll be fine." And I go, and once he said that, I was like, "Oh," he goes, "Yeah, she'll be fine. I've seen worse." I was like, "Oh, thank God." Okay. Cause he's in the military. Those guys, everyone drinks. Once he said that, I was like, "Oh, okay, thank God."
Yeah.
So that really calmed me down.
Would you trust that guy with your life?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't think he would just come out here and lie about being in the military just to check someone's neck for fun. I don't think he would do that. I don't think anyone's psycho unless he's a serial killer. Yeah. But I don't think anyone would do that. But he was like, "You mind if I take a look at her?" And I was like, "Yeah, go ahead." He's like, "I used to be a medic in the military," and I was like, "Oh yeah, go ahead." And he's like, he checked her. He checked her. Yeah, he checked her. He's like, "Yeah, she's got a pulse. She's just drunk. She'll be fine." I've seen worse.
Because they must have puked it all out at one point.
I mean, she puked it. She puked a good amount.
Yeah, so that's your body trying to be like, I can't take any more of this.
Yeah,
any more of this is going to make me die. Yeah. So we're going to get this out.
Right.
So without the puke,
and I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't want to. At that point, I didn't want to be responsible for not taking it to the hospital. So I was like, you know what? That's the way we're gonna do it. That's the way we're gonna do it. I don't know.
Yeah, but the stomach did not need to be pumped.
No,
just IV.
Just IV. Yeah.
So it definitely sped up the recovery. I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Because hydrating through an IV is so different than drinking water.
Yeah.
Or drinking a Gatorade.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Right. But yeah.
Yeah, but it's an expensive way to hydrate.
But I just wanted to share the information with how to react in a certain situation, in an emergency situation, because it's dangerous and you'll end up hurting yourself more than you will end up helping yourself out. And part of that, a main part of that is learning to control your emotions, which comes back to this man who murder-suicide his neighbor over snow. It's when you're an adult, you have to learn how to control your situation. All I saw was kid has tantrum and kills his neighbors. You know, you're an adult. You should learn how to control your emotions.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like I said, I just hope that like if I'm ever in that situation when the stakes are high, that I'm
you want to. I mean, I think it comes
like that I'm confident and brave and like.
Again,
like not necessarily like I do everything correctly or like, that I'm like that I'm willing to just like. Yeah, like even like I probably wouldn't yell in the street, but like if I were willing to get to that point, for the people I love.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you. Well, I think you will. Yeah. But like I said, luckily everything turned out okay, and it's good. It's just hell of a Saturday night. Have you ever gotten that drunk before? Well, tell me your story. I'll tell you mine.
Yeah. Well, I think I told my story on here before.
Oh, really?
But just quickly, in case the listeners haven't heard it, I'll do a Cliff Notes version. First party of college, probably first like big party, frat party. Go out to this field. For those that didn't know, I went to College Station, very rural town. Yeah. So we go out to this field, like 30 minutes out of town. Like someone's got a house, big field. There's like a inflatable pool full of like beers. Liquor everywhere, playing beer pong, talking to some cute girls for the first time in college, trying to just get fucked up with them, get my liquid courage. Went a little too far. At one point, I'm out in the front yard talking on the phone with someone, and then I start to teeter-totter dizzily. I look up into the sky, everything's spinning, and I have the bright idea that's like, you know what? I'm just going to lay down. So I fall back. I fall back into the grass. And once I hit the ground, I'm like, this feels so good. And I just pass out. I pass out. And then I'm awoken to about 15 people surrounding me. People I don't know. And they're like, whose friend is this? I just hear yells, and I'm like, what's going on right now? And like, he's laying in an ant pile. Someone get him. Yeah,
you were laying in an ant pile.
Yes, and like, thankfully, like, my friend Chris came with like his date, and they took me home and took care of me. And I was just like wrecked, threw up in my restroom, and I woke up, and my legs were bit. Like I must have had at least 200 bites on each leg. Like I was just like I laid in like the biggest ant pile of all time. I was so drunk I did not feel one thing, and it scarred for like 2 months, and that was like my first college party, and like I was so ashamed. I was like all these people that I didn't know.
Did anyone else recognize you? Like ever? Like hey, aren't you?
No, never. Out? It was such a big party, and everyone was so drunk. But I do remember waking up, and there was like 10 to 15 people around me. I'm like, I see the sky. I'm like laying down still, and there's like I see faces all looking down at me, and everyone was like, "Hey man, you okay?" He's like, who are you here with? And like I hear people like, hey, whose friend is this? Anyone know this guy? I was like, oh god damn it, because you're still there. Right. I was like, god damn, what did I do? I was like, I just passed out for a little. Like it felt good. I was like, I'm just gonna close my eyes, and it was the deepest sleep, and I woke up to that. And then I was throwing up later. Yeah,
I did it once in high school and once in college. The first one is a better one. I had I wasn't like, no, I might have been right after high school. Yeah, it had been I was 19, had been in college. Like, oh, actually both were in college. So my first year at college, and just broke up with a girlfriend. And I was obviously like drinking with some buds, and they were like, "You want to do tequila shots?" I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Because you're heartbreaking.
Yeah. So I was drinking beer. I never forget drinking shots of Patron and beer. Ended up naked, puking all over myself in my friend's bathtub.
Naked?
Yeah.
Why were you naked?
Because I was taking a shit, and then I was like, I'm gonna throw up.
Wait, so did you get fully undressed to take a poo?
Oh yeah, I was totally naked.
Why?
I don't know.
Is that a normal thing or a drunk thing?
No, it was a drunk thing.
I was like, I don't get naked.
No, I don't get naked when I poop. But got complete because I was sitting on the toilet taking a shit, and I was like, I would throw up, so I didn't want to get throw up on me, so I was like, I'm just gonna get naked, and then I started puking, and then after I got done shitting, I was like, I'm gonna keep throwing up, so I just got in the bathtub and then laid down, and it was just covered myself in puke. I'll never forget. I was like naked, dick out, my buddy's house. Like we're talking, it was a nice house. Like he's one of my richer, like his mansion on a golf course house.
Yeah,
and I'm just like puking all over myself in the bathroom, and he walks in. He goes, "Dude, what the fuck?"
Did you?
He's
wake
like,
up?
no, I don't remember. He's like, he just left me there. I slept in the bathtub and puked all over myself.
Really?
Yeah. And like, I mean, he was like, well, at least I mean, at least what else is he gonna do? He's not gonna pick me up and take me at a someone covered cell.
Maybe like turn on the shower head.
Yeah, so I just woke up in the morning and took a shower, and I was like, all right, man, I'll see you later. He's like, yeah, later. Yeah, that's that one now.
What was the college one?
Heartbreak. The college one was just I don't know. We just took like it was just I think I was just taking. I didn't even take that many shots. It was just a bunch of different type of alcohol and just
red stuff.
Yeah, it was just it turned out stupid.
Yeah, a lot of Kool-Aid or something.
Yeah. The moral of the story is, guys, alcohol is fun to a certain extent until it's not fun anymore. So mind your alcohol.
When's the last time you've been like dizzy?
I don't like
I
that.
can't remember either.
I don't like it. I don't because I get hungover. The hangover is the worst. I'd rather not drink than be hungover.
Yeah.
So that's I don't.
But
like
when's the last time you?
Probably not that long ago. Probably. I mean, I'll do
like
it
dizzy.
Yeah, I'll do it dizzy. But I'll once I get to that point where I'm like, when you get to that point where like this is no longer fun, and I know tomorrow's gonna suck.
Yeah.
So I'll just stop drinking.
Yeah.
But by then tomorrow's already gonna suck anyways. So.
But you stop it soon enough.
Yeah, I'll stop it soon enough. I mean, I'm not a big drinker anyways.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I don't like sloppy drunks. It really bothers me when people are sloppy drunk.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So that was my weekend. Who's your pick for the Super Bowl? I'm 100% think the Chiefs are gonna kick their ass. No doubt about it. I might put out a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
I don't think the Bucks got a chance.
Man, I want Tom to win.
Why?
I don't know. I love his story. I was watching like there's like an hour-long special. It's pretty famous of like the 6 quarterbacks that were taken in front of him.
Yeah.
And it goes through like all like Brady's career.
The man ran a 6'2" or something like that in the combine. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, but like every step of the way he was doubted. Every step, even with the Patriots, they were like, he'll be third string. And like every step, like in college, like they had like a bigger crew and like they benched him. Like every step of the way, they're like, yeah, he's like kind of like pasty and soft. He has a weak arm.
I think
he has, and he's always like, all right, just watch.
It's crazy.
And like now again,
it's
like,
of course, he's literally one of the greatest quarterbacks.
But I love like his fucking story.
He's just so weird, and he doesn't look. If he was like less weird and worked out a little bit and wasn't so like, I mean, I guess he doesn't need to, but why don't you just hit the gym? Do me a favor, hit the gym twice.
Well, he's all about like plyometric, like elastic bands and like being flexible.
Is he?
Which is like prolonged his career. Like he's not about like bulking. He's just
do wonder what he's like.
Really flexible.
I wonder what he's like just to like talk to him. I wonder what he's like.
I mean, he's like
I've heard stories about his vacation stories.
No.
So one time he went on vacation on I think it was a cruise line or something. So he's on a boat and some college, he's on a cruise in the middle of the ocean, and he's like some college guys go to him like, it's Tom Brady. Hey, what's up, man? We're actually going to college at this to play football. Yeah. It's awesome to meet you. And Tom goes, oh yeah, you're going to college? He said, what do y'all play? He's like receiver. He's like, hey, you guys want to work out together? And they're like, sure. So like every morning on the cruise, they would wake up and run routes with Tom Brady just for he would not stop. Yeah, they'd be like, okay, and he would just like wake up and do routes with them in the fucking gym. That's the best. Yeah, I was like, how crazy. Yeah, that's how much of a psychopath this guy is. He'll find random people on a cruise line just to wake up and work out with them and throw passes. Like,
yeah.
What a psychopath.
Yeah,
that's good. I think that's what
I was looking at it from the point of like he's so nice to fans, but like, oh, you're right. That's probably more. He wanted to find someone to practice with.
Right. Yeah, it was more of him being a psychopath. But I learned that people respect people that are excited about whatever it is you do, whatever it is you're into. As long as you give it your all and are really into it, people respect that. People respect that you're giving 110% no matter what it is, literally cooking, gaming, sports, whatever, dancing. People like to be around people that are obsessed and good at something. And they like that. People like people that are committed to something. I've noticed that. It's weird, but it's true. No,
for everything?
Pretty much, yeah. They like to be around the person that's the best at it. They like being around that person. If you're the best at something, and people if you're working to be the best, or if you are the best at something, people will respect that, and they like being around that. I have noticed that.
Like, if you're obsessed with like, if you're living in your mom's basement and you're obsessed with like whatever, like magic game.
I disagree. I think if you'll find a group that as long as you're good at it and one of the best at it, you'll find a group of people that are.
Oh yeah, because there's people that.
That's so weird though. It's
crazy to think like somewhere on this planet there's one person that's obsessed with everything.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
right.
A person obsessed with light bulbs. There's someone obsessed with microphones.
I've been watching this show called I think it's Blown Away. It's about glass blowing. It's a glass blowing competition, dude. It's interesting as fuck.
Oh yeah,
dude. It's really cool. It's just just like the way they design and do it is just like
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix. It's really
I think I've seen it before.
It's just cool to watch them create what they can do with glass. It's like they make beautiful stuff. You're like, holy shit, that's really awesome. They're a bunch of weirdos, but it's like, but yeah, I mean,
it would seem like they're like very like similar to tattoo artist, like that type of person.
Tattoo artists are bad. I mean,
yeah,
besides the whole
like that like rocker look,
right?
Like,
yeah. No, they're more nerdy for sure.
Oh, they are.
Really? They're between like a farmer and a sculptor. Yeah, they're in between there. Yeah,
it's quite.
They're not as cool as like artists. They are artists, but they're more on the. Like,
I thought they'd be like more rocker.
They're a lot more chill. I noticed the funny thing is, I watch the Runway Top Model and the Top Model. They're all like.
Wait, you watch that?
Yeah, I do.
Really? Is it good?
It's interesting. Yeah,
you watch like good. Some interesting.
I watch weird.
Like
shit.
you watch that cheerleader show that you thought was
it's so good. It's
the My 600-Pound Life.
Yo, dude. This is my favorite. I love I don't know.
You love like little niche reality shows.
I started watching it. 60 Day Fiance.
90 Day?
90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, it's coming back.
I started watching the new season.
Oh, yeah?
I had to turn it off. It was making me so upset. Like,
why?
I just want to reach in and slap these people.
Who? The guys?
It reminded
or the
me
girls?
of a friend of ours.
I know you're talking about.
They're just too emotionally involved and they aren't thinking logically. And it's like
the girl or the guy?
Everybody on that show.
But it's always a guy from America dating.
It's not that way. They have the guys and girls.
They have two Americans.
They have what? It's American dating a foreigner that's trying to get to America.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what the whole show is.
Yeah.
That's so there's at least one American in every.
But it's like sometimes it's a foreign guy.
Yeah.
Well, are they
actually
like the same
one of the
thing?
most
Is it like a really attractive like
one of the most upsetting ones this particular season is that there is this older. I'm going to describe this to you because it pissed me off.
I'm fascinated.
I'm
fascinated like the opposite.
Oh,
way.
It pissed me off so bad. This lady is 46. She's been married 3 times. She met a guy on Facebook that was from somewhere in the Middle Eastern descent, somewhere over there. And
she's white.
They were talking. Yes, they were talking. This guy was not only a bad person. I think this guy was borderline dangerous. Like you could see it in his eyes. Like this guy could kill someone. Like legit. Like,
is he ridiculously good looking or something?
No, he's not.
So what's the catch for her?
Here's the catch is she's a jackass. Not only did she just meet this guy, like a year ago, her third marriage was to a guy, Middle Eastern guy that came over here. They got married, and he took all our money and left.
Really?
And then she just did it like a year later, the same exact situation. And she's like 46. It's like what
she probably believes in QAnon.
It's one of those like
probably stormed the
you're
Capitol.
just like how dumb can one person be?
She probably stormed the Capitol.
It was just making me so. It's like I don't understand I get that you want love, but at that point, you're clearly doing something wrong, and the things you've been doing aren't working, aren't correct.
Shout out to her for being resilient. Okay, she never lets anything.
They're not. Trust me. There will be 6 times she gets married at 102, and she'll be broke, making stupid decisions then too.
Is there any no neck Ed quality star coming out of this season? Because we're all big fans of no neck Ed.
The real sad part is like there is one guy. There is one guy who the girl actually kind of seems like nice and into it. But he lives at home with his parents and doesn't stand up for himself. He's like 30 something, lives at home with his parents, and like his parents like tell him what to do. Like he's 12. It's like, dude, you gotta. I don't care what it is. You gotta get out of there. Work 3 jobs, do whatever it takes to get out of that fucking place and start.
Yeah.
You gotta live your own life, man. If you want to marry this girl, that's fine. But you gotta start doing this on your own.
So do they talk about plans, like money and stuff?
You want to hear a weird part? The weirdest part that happened. So she comes here. And his mom, they first of all, they live in his parents' house because he doesn't have a job or something. And his parents make him stay in different rooms. And you're talking about like, so they're both living with his parents. They have to stay in separate rooms. And they're like, yeah, we know you're going to get married or whatever, but you have to stay in separate rooms. But also, they're like, hey, is she on birth control? And he's like, I don't think so. And his mom's like, well, we'll make an appointment to get her on birth control. And I was like, "What are you? What are we? What?
And
what
she's
are
okay
we
with
doing?"
that?
I don't, dude. I'm telling you, I had to turn it off. I was getting so upset. I was like, first of all, it was awkward as shit. It was just awkward. It was like watching a 12-year-old go meet his.
Are they affectionate to each other?
Oh man, it's yes, it's very awkward. Okay, so the first night, oh man, it gets better. So the first night she gets in town, they go pick her up from the airport. they're gonna go have dinner at this hotel. And they're going to spend the night at the hotel because they can't stay together at the house. So they're going to spend the first night in the hotel. So right when they get in, they're like, let's go to the hotel. We'll put your stuff down. We'll go to dinner. Okay. They go to the hotel. They go, well, she goes, well, I'm going to go change. The guy's like, okay, I'm going to go up there with her. They go upstairs. And they're supposed to go to dinner. And obviously it takes them like 45 minutes to cut. So when they come back down, like an hour later, their mom's just waiting in the lobby. Like obviously everyone knows what's going on.
I gotta watch this.
Everyone knows what just happened. And now we have to awkwardly sit through dinner together. Like we know we just banged up there.
Was that really the theme? Like,
oh man, it's terrible. It's terrible. I couldn't watch it. I was making,
but like it was like apparent to everyone.
How would, like what do you think they were doing up there?
Okay. Like was the show trying to highlight that part?
I mean, no, they did a short clip of like that. Okay. They went like, they get in the elevator, go in the room, or in the room. They're like, okay, we're gonna wait downstairs. She's like, I'm gonna shower and change. And then they cut to the parents in the lobby. Like they have like 2 empty drinks in front of them, and like right when they come back down, they're like, well, that was a long shower. and then they go to dinner.
The dinner's awkward too.
Oh, how can it not? Your parents just know you begged a stranger that you're thinking about marrying.
Is she pretty cute?
She's okay, I guess. I don't know. I feel bad for the guys. Just like they just want to be in love so bad, but it's like, you can't, if you're not okay alone, you're not going to be okay with someone else. You got to first be okay by yourself.
Yeah.
You got to be happy by yourself. You can't depend on someone. You can't go in a relationship thinking this person's going to make me happy.
They're not as bad as our friend, but those people are
right.
No, I mean,
of course.
Our friend is as bad as those.
Yeah, of course not. But it's along the same. But it's along the same lines. It's like you got to learn to be okay with yourself. Be okay with who you are before you can. You're not going to make anyone else happy, and no one else is going to make you happy if you're not happy. It's just not how it works, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just weird. A terrible show.
Yeah. Do you ever get really attached to someone pretty quick? I was thinking about one of our,
no. I mean, no.
Like, what is the solution for that?
What is the solution for what?
Getting attached early?
The thing, I mean, obviously, it probably helps to people, the physical, like you said, the routine. You people get in the
I think it's an abundance versus like scarcity mindset.
Probably it's part of that too.
Like when you have an abundance of it,
I think a big part of it is, like I said, it's more of like you want someone to be there for you because you got to have.
Yeah, but to attach yourself to someone, to one single person, so like.
Yeah, I think it's just
entirely.
As I'm saying, I think it's you're not okay with who you are, so you have to attach to someone else for you to give that comfort, that security, basically, because you're not enough to stand by yourself, right? So you have to attach. You have to be with someone, so you have someone, a security blanket there. So I think it has a great deal to do with that. And that's why people get so heartbroken when they get broken up with, because they're like, oh, I wasn't enough. It just confirms what you already thought. You thought I wasn't enough to be happy alone, and now that the person's gone, I'm never gonna be happy again because that person completed me, which is not the way it should be.
Part of that.
What do you think it is?
Well, I think it's that, and I think it's a scarcity mindset, which is an extension of that.
But
I found this person that's like, and I'm never gonna I'm not gonna find another person like this. So like,
I've heard one of the best things I've ever heard. One of the best things I've ever heard is, I don't care how it's so true. I don't care how pretty she is. There's someone in the world that hates her.
Oh yeah.
And it's true. I don't care how pretty, how amazing they are. There's someone in this world that hates their guts.
Yeah, I've heard it to where it's the same thing. But it's like no matter how hot she is, somewhere in the world there's a guy who's fed up with her shit.
Yeah, exactly. Because
it's not just like someone hates her.
But the crazy thing is,
there's a guy that's fed up with her.
And I think that's the problem with the guy. But the girl, the thing of the girls that they're like a lot of I'm generalizing, but I've noticed a lot of girls these days think that I can just be pretty and that should be enough. And it's like no, it's not going to be enough. There's attractiveness is not that rare. Yeah, exactly. And it will get you there at the beginning.
Sure,
it'll get you there at the beginning. It'll do for the first.
Let's say you're top 20% of women. Like there's billions.
Right.
There's millions of cute girls. Millions of pretty girls.
Right.
Millions of attractive girls.
Right.
In every city.
And you could definitely find a guy for sure. And there's no doubt.
Yeah.
You could throw a rock and you'll find a guy.
Yeah, but that mere fact of being attractive is not that like unique.
Right. And you'll be able to get a relationship, no problem. But the problem is being happy in that relationship. That's the problem. So I don't know. You want to do relationship advice? Then we'll
one more.
end it. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah.
Is this a new tradition?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, let's do it.
We should do other ones too. There's other. I don't think of other segments to do. Don't know how to talk about what happened the other night during sex. You want to hear that one? I'll read some to you and you decide which ones you want to hear. Which ones? There's that one. My 22-year-old female boyfriend, 25-year-old male, needs to pee in every room of our apartment every week to feel secure. Not doing that one. My 50-year-old best friend, male, found religion and won't stop trying to convert me.
You don't want to get me started on that?
Yeah. You want to get you started. What do you... We can do the religion one. You want to do the religion one?
I mean, you know how I feel about religion. I'd be like, don't do it. Don't buy into it.
Oh, God. I don't... people like you.
Did we never...
I think we did talk about it.
Yeah, remember we never posted the big religious discussion?
Yeah, you want to end it on... we want to do it. Oh, did we? Did we never post that one?
I don't think you posted it because it was pretty...
Really?
It just wasn't fun.
No.
Funny. It wasn't funny.
Okay.
It was like a serious discussion on religion.
All right, fine.
Which, I mean, I think people would have enjoyed to a certain extent, but...
Let's this person's...
Not really our vibes.
Yeah, full-time, work from home mom, try to marry, stay-at-home dad, 37. No, that's stupid. All right, we'll do the...
This is like great content.
Yeah. All right, we'll just do the one where...
You mumble through Reddit.
All right, we'll do the one about the sex. Fine, sure. Let's see what this stupid person says. All right. Me, female, 20 years old, and my boyfriend, 23-year-old male, have lived together for a year now and together for 3. Something that happened the other day, and I really don't know what to do about it. Basically, he wanted to have sex, and I didn't because I was having a slight headache and not super filling it, but we started foreplaying anyway. He made me complete myself, and using his hands while it felt good. It made my headache much worse. You know, the kind where your eyeballs feels like they're gonna pop. Well, I rolled over and he said that he wasn't up for anything else.
Wait, he just got her off?
Well, yeah, I rolled over and said I wasn't up for anything else and gave him my reasoning. He tried to pull me over, tell me not to be selfish, asking me if this was a sick joke and role reversal, and it was it was making fun of him ending sex after he orgasms. I said no, but I did giggle and a little at this because of how ridiculous of an accusation it was, and also at how mad he was to be in the position that I am every single other time we have sex. By this point, I was pretty annoyed that he wasn't just letting me close my eyes to sleep it off, and I was irritable from the pain. So I said something like, I do just not feel well. Her typing is terrible. I do just not feel well. I told you before, but at least you know how it feels to be left hanging. Ooh, a bad thing to say. Shouldn't have said that. For background, I gave him oral sex or a hand job every day without fail, and he only makes me completion to warm me up for sex, which is twice a week, if that. He continued shaking me and was clearly saying no. He rolled me over and was ready enough that he just slipped in and said, "You said yes earlier, so I don't give a F." I don't know what to make of this. I feel shaky typing this out, and we haven't talked about or done anything else, and just wanted to cry all the time.
She wants to cry all the time?
Yes, I feel like this is my fault, and I'm being snippy with my comments, but I just don't know what to do. Wow, that took a turn for the worst. All right, 20. Okay.
Note,
on that
she
note,
got raped.
Yes, she did.
You got raped
by her boyfriend. Sorry to break this to you. You did get raped.
Technically raped.
They are. I was like, how old are they again? That's right. She is 20 and her boyfriend is 23. To be young,
I think
dumb.
Guys at that age kind of think that, like, if you have a girlfriend, then they're just a sex doll.
Yes.
And you can do whatever you want with them because you're their girlfriend.
I would like to say that I wasn't a piece of shit when I was his age, but probably younger me.
I never went to that extent, but like I
would never go to that extent.
I definitely
I might have pushed the limit, more though. Obviously more though than I should now. Wouldn't know what to do now, but
yeah, no, I was definitely just like hurt. Or not hurt, but like I would like be like, if they said no, I'd be like, what do you mean? Like, we're dating.
Yeah.
Like, I never like, you never got physical.
Yeah.
But I would just be like, what? Well, like, you can't do that.
I don't think we.
And they were quick to say like, yeah, well, I can.
Yeah.
Like, just because we're dating doesn't mean you have just access.
Yes.
24/7
Yes.
access. I was like, all right, that's fair.
Yes, you're right.
But no, I think guys at that age think that if you're in a relationship, means that
we're just stupid. Is what
your body is my body.
Yes.
Or I have access to your body at all times.
Yes. And that is the wrong thing to say. So
yeah. So you need to break up with him?
Yes. I would not. I would definitely. Yeah. I would hate to break this to you. I agree with Marcos. You definitely have an issue on your hand. I don't know what to do going forward. I would definitely consider not dating him anymore. Or at least you got to talk about it. Yeah, you for sure got to talk about it and tell him that can
first off,
that can never
you're
happen.
21. Yeah. This is not going to last.
Yes.
So let's just
yeah, exactly. So unless you see yourself marrying this man, and which at this point, I don't think you would want to.
Even if you marry him, I give it 10 years, 5 years. Maybe.
Yes,
not even. But yeah, you can't build a marriage on this shaky foundation.
Yeah.
So you'd either have to bring it up or just end it.
This is going to be, this is one of those things where this young man has to learn definitely that's not okay.
Yeah.
And that if he acts that way, that could definitely, end up with criminal charges and things like that. But not just that. You don't want to be a shitty person like that. So hopefully sooner rather than later, he'll learn that, I don't wear. What is that? I mean, everyone. I guess everyone is. You're just young. Do we chalk that up to age? What do you chalk?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, I had that one time where, you get upset. You're like, what do you mean? Like, we're dating, like,
right?
Okay,
this goes back to it. She definitely escalated this situation by saying those comments. I'm not saying, she's to blame or that it should have happened.
Yeah, she was being snarky.
Yeah, she was being snarky, which, I'm not saying by any means she could totally be snarky, but she definitely didn't help de-escalate the situation, right? She could have just explained to him, like, look.
You're about to get me too'd.
Yeah, I know. I like I said, I want a preference. He did everything wrong. All I'm saying is
she's not at fault.
She's definitely not at fault at all. She totally had to have this.
That's like when those like boomers are like, well, she's wearing a skirt.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you expect?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that.
Straight boomer.
I'm not. All right, we're getting the podcast on that. I feel like we're going down.
She's got a vagina. What do you expect?
No. That is not what I'm saying at all. I'm just trying to think how maybe we could handle it better. It's definitely, I don't, it could have de-escalated the situation, but it's just trying to come full circle. But yeah,
just edit a lot of this podcast.
And on that note, before we get me too'd, we will hope you enjoy this episode. We will see. I'll throw it in the intro. I will see. Hope you enjoy this episode. We will see y'all next time. Bye.